Let's turn back to the question of reopening your businesses. How many of you, you had to close several over the weekend. How many of your locations were victimized, vandalized, looted over the weekend or this week?
Well, let's get back to the specifics of the reopening. The casinos have opened up, 2 of them, and they're doing well. And I'll get back to that in a second, but 83 restaurants were closed yesterday at some point because of the protest and the riots, and a half a dozen at least have been vandalized. And I know you showed one a few minutes ago. It's really disappointing because where the protests are happening is in the urban areas where a lot of the restaurants and retail were just now opening up again, literally in the last 7 days since we've talked to each other since last Tuesday. And as soon as this has happened, here we go again. And I think it's going to set us back weeks now. It's really a disappointment as people were just starting to go out again. And yet last night in Houston, where we haven't had a lot of problems, the roads were desolate last night, which was really a shame.
Well, that's something I'd love to explore a little more. We just talked with the mayor of Cincinnati, and I asked him a question. Are you worried that on the top of the coronavirus and now civil unrest in many areas, including his city of Cincinnati and to some degree in Houston, though it's been relatively peacefully handled there, how worried are you that your locations in urban cores in the downtown areas, you're a big restaurateur of dine-in places in New York City, that those locations are going to be jeopardized? Are they going to come back? Is it just going to be a slow resurgence, or what? What's going to happen? The suburbs, a different matter. The vacation destinations, a different matter. But those urban center restaurants, you worried?
Well, this goes all back to the stock market. And, you know, the stock market used to look out at this time of year when you get into the summer, they're really looking at 21's earnings. Well, I hope they're looking at 22's and 23's earnings right now, because it isn't going to be 21 earnings for probably 80% of the S&P 500 and everyone else that's public. And so everybody better have a long haul from here on out, because it's made a great run. It's going to be a long time for New York and the big cities to come back, because New York City is the greatest city in the world for tourism and shopping and the business traveler and conventions and groups. It's not there, and it's not coming back the rest of this year, and it's not all coming back in 21. And it is going to be a hard haul for all of us. And now this is just another setback. And once again, it's really a shame, because it's just a few bad apples. But the reason these protests are great, I've been in New York in my restaurants when there were protests for other things and other issues like this. But you didn't have the bad apples out there trying to cause the issue.